Hey guys, Zygic DJ here, back from the video, and if you want to get insanely good, insanely fast at the game, just please make sure to watch the entire video. Let's just get straight onto it. My first tip for you guys is to get as much fighting practice as you can, mainly in creative, but you guys have to understand that this is a fighting game, and you're not going to be able to camp your way all the way up to Unreal. You can just camp in a bush, but you're not really going to learn anything from it, and you're not really going to get any better from it, because you're just going to be sitting still, camping in a bush, and that's it. You're not going to learn how to fight and actually get better mechanics and get better game sense other than relying on a bush. So you have to make sure that you're jumping into box PvP, you know, the Boxfights free-for-all, or 32-man zone wars, solos or duos, does not matter, and just play it for hours on end, okay? You want to play ranked occasionally, like every hour or so that way you can apply the skills that you learned from Boxfights PvP to creative. But you want to keep consistently playing Boxfights PvP because it is the fastest way to gain fighting experience and knowledge. Now, the reasoning why behind that is because, for starters, you learn how to finish fights fast. The reason why finishing fights fast is a good thing is because it mitigates the time that a third party can actually come and third party you, right? Second of all, it teaches you how to quickly learn from your mistakes. If you keep dying, keep getting frustrated, you're dying for a certain reason. You're not dying because you're taking too many fights. You're not dying because stupid reasons and you're overcomplicating it. No, there are. If you just simplify it, look back on your videos and literally look back. The mistake that you made is right in front of you, and it's probably is a bad habit. And you can fix these bad habits in these fighting game modes. Let's say you have a bad habit of opening a peak, but you're standing in front of the peak rather than behind the wall, right? Then you could literally fix it in these Boxfights maps. You can open up the window edit while you're behind, let the opponent shoot first, and then shoot. You can build up these good habits in these fighting game modes because that's what these are meant for. They're meant to build up these good habits. Second of all is dealing with third-party pressure. With Boxfights PvP, you have 16 players around you in this close quarters scenario. You have to deal with these third parties, and the pressure will get to your head and destroy your mentality, given. But that's what it's going to be like in a solo cash cup, right? That's what it's going to be like in a duelist cash cup. You're going to get frustrated, and you need to learn how to handle with that stress. Same thing with ranked. Like, if you keep playing solo ranked constantly, right? You're playing 8 hours a day trying to get to Unreal, or you're trying to get to the highest ranked on Unreal, you're not going to be able to deal or handle that pressure if you haven't had experience in handling that stress. So playing this over and over again will get you used to that stress. And I want you to play. I want you to play this hours on end, even if you guys are getting frustrated, even if you're going to feel like you're going to break something. Obviously, be smart. Don't keep playing if you're going to break something. Take a break. But I want you to keep playing frustrated so that way you build up that strength, that mental strength to actually get better. Next thing I need you guys to understand for the second tip is ranked is not competitive, okay? Hear me out. Ranked has nothing to do with the competitive scene, okay? It's not competitive practice. It's not tournament practice. It's strictly fighting practice, okay? Why I say that is there's no stacked end games, right? There will never be stacked end games in ranked. It's strictly for fighting practice. It's strictly for competitive fighting practice. It's not even just fighting practice and competitive, just overall fighting. Getting used to it's for creative fighting practice. It's fighting practice as a whole. It's not actual tournament practice. It's not actual tournament fighting practice. What's actual good fighting practice, okay, is scrims. Now, you might not have access to vital scrims, you might not have access to manu scrims, but West Opens is still a thing, okay? They might not be the best players, but there are some still decently good players in these scrims, right? And you're going to have to learn how to play with these not decent players anyways, because that's how open lobbies are anyways, right? So you have no excuses on playing scrims, right? These open scrims are still really good. There's still 30 to 20 players at endgame, okay? You still get moving zones. You still get everything that you need for good tournament practice. the gameplay that you're watching right now was from a West Opens lobby, right? I'm on old gen, right? So for me to actually be able to place this high is impressive, but that's only because I played these for hours on end during this season, okay? And I need you guys to do the same thing. Getting used to be able to fight in these FPS drops, right? Being able to rotate with these players, being able to come up with these strategies. You're not going to be able to do that in ranked. You're not going to be able to do that by just not playing the game at all or just studying pros. You can study pros, but you got to make sure that you're actually gaining the in-game experience. Nothing beats in-game experience, okay? Because what works for the pros works for the pros, right? They have different settings. They have different drop spots. They have different levels of aggression. They can fight better, right, than us. They have better aim. We need to gain that. We need to be able to gain our. We need to be able to have better aim. We need to be able to work for better mechanics. We need to be able to work for better game sense, and that's where this comes in. You guys got to be able to build that on your own. So playing scrims on your own, or playing scrims with a duo, of course, will be able to help you build that up, be able to help you build your game sense up, your mechanics up, so that way you find what works best for you as an individual. Next tip I have for you guys, now this might be a Mr. Miyagi moment. If you guys don't know Mr. Miyagi, Karate Kid, whatever, make sure that you guys have your basics mastered. I preach in all my videos, making sure that you have basic piece control mastered, making sure that you have your aim mastered, making sure that you have your edits mastered, just the basic key fundamentals. I don't care about cross replacement, crossing control. Yes, that does correlate to aiming, editing, building, but making sure that your fundamental mechanics, aim, edits, builds, are consistent. I don't care if they're fast, I don't care if they're flashy. Make sure that they are consistent. Make sure you can actually hit your shots. Make sure you can actually make the edit piece control the opponent, right? I don't care if you can do retakes, etc. Make sure you can actually fight your opponent and actually be able to drop these 10 kill wins in endgames in order for you to actually win, right? I want you guys to win. I want you to succeed. I'm not going to give you bullshit. Make sure that these fucking mechanics are consistent. You're not going to be going anywhere without it, right? I don't want you using any maps. I don't want you... The only maps you should be using is 1v1 aim duels, or 1v1 aim duels, the Raider map with solos, whatever. The only maps I want you using is the aim trainers and box fighting maps, okay? I want you to practice this free building, okay? Because you're not going to have it set up for you in-game, okay? You're not going to have your edits already set up. You just edit and done, right? You're going to have to build it yourself, right? That's what an old friend taught me. His name is Pixel. You can't just keep on playing edit courses and expecting anything to happen, right? You gotta actually free build in order to, if you want to get better mechanics, you have to free build. And if you don't know how to free build, you gotta just learn how to free build. It's literally in the name. You do whatever you want, right? You put whatever building combinations you know and you just sew it together. Okay? But you need to have your basics mastered at least in order to get to that level, right? Because at the end of the day, right, especially in scrims, right, you could be flashy, right? You could have the best tunnel, right? You can triple edit, quad edit into the height and be able to one pump them, right? But if you do not have the game sense knowledge and understand how to hold height, if you don't have the aim, the long range AR aim to hold height, right? You don't have the box fighting abilities to hold low ground on front side. You can't piece control and snake other players, right? You can't do a simple edit a window, cone on top, cone on bottom, walls on the sides. You're not going anywhere, okay? It's just simple truth. You're just not going anywhere if you cannot get those basics mastered. That's gonna be it for today's, guys. Please make sure to like and subscribe, or whatever, share the video. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.